You are welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how you can talk to database with HTML and JavaScript. If you don't know PHP yet, MySQL, yeah, you can still talk to database with a simple code in JavaScript with HTML. And it will happen like this. Let's first create table. So I have already created table here. Let me delete this one. Okay, now let me create table. See, table created successfully. Now we can now add item to this table. Let me put, maybe I want to put bread. How many items we have? 100. Let me insert it. Inserted. Yeah. Let me put gala. How many items? Let me put 50. It's inserted. Wow. Now what another thing I want to put? Let me put let's put biscuits there. How many do I have? You have 20. Let's insert it. Wow. So how can you now fetch your record? Click on fetch record. You can see what I have here is in descending order. That's 3, 2, 1. So if you want to delete the database, click here to delete. It's deleted. If I click here to fetch, you can see. So there's nothing there again to fetch. Now, how can you now write simple code to do this miracle? Just here we go. Follow me. Select this to be HTML. We're going to use HTML and JavaScript throughout with small bootstrap. So let's start like this. Okay, so let me just put Web SQL Database with HTML and Java and JavaScript. Okay, let's make this thing to be responsive on mobile. So I'm going to use meta tag. So this meta tag should be name, viewport, content. That should be user scalable. That should be no, followed by the width. Width should be device width. Let's use it like this. Okay, now I'm going to use bootstrap, making reference. I have it in my folder here, bootstrap.css. All right, so we start. Also, I'm going to use jQuery. I have it in my folder, so I have it inside jQuery JS folder. So that's the jQuery.js. That's what you need. Here we go. Now for the code, let's put this on style margin. Let me use margin, maybe 30 pixel. Okay, let's save this file index.html. Okay, now we are having div. Let this one be container, followed by, let me have row. It's not a must. Let me put it there, row. So now I'm going to create form now. Form. Let's have fit set. My fit set, I want to have legend, item name. This should be my item name. I'm going to create the form first. Then input, input type text, then class, form control. Okay, let's give it ID. This should be item. So when you are through with this, create another legend here. That is for quantity. So the input should be quantity is number, ID quantity. I'm going to stop in 2 fields. So if you want to add more, it's simple. You can just add more. So we are going to have 3 or 4 buttons. The first button should be insert. That insert item. So that one, this will insert the item. Let's give it ID. The ID should be insert. Let me give it class btn success. So that's the first button. My second button, third, fourth. My second button should be create table, because if you don't create table, you can't insert anything. So this should create table. So this one should delete table. If you want to delete table, delete table. So let's call it this one remove or delete. The last one, fetch record. In case I want to fetch my record, let me call this one and list the record for me. So that's all. Let's see what we just designed now. Right click, open in browser. Oh, remain my quantity to have class form control. Okay, fresh. Wow. Let me just break this place so that there will be space there. Okay, so if I click here, click here, click here, click here, click here. So, but it's submitting my form. I don't want that. It's JavaScript I want to use. I want this thing to be pure button. I want it to be pure button. Don't worry. You can download this, my source code. I will show you the link where you can download it. So now you press this. Now the delete button should be danger. Should be danger. Okay, now if I insert this, click here, should insert, click here to create database. Now this is where you now write your JavaScript. You can put it, let's put it here before the closing tag of body. Let's put it here. So, let's create a table first. Let's create a table. Now I'm going to have table like this, class, table. Let me use table bordered. Let me use table over at the same time. So that's my table. So all my list should be fetched inside that table. Okay. So let's put h4. That is my record. The record will come there. Okay. So this is where you now put your JavaScript. Here we go. So write your JavaScript inside here. Now the first thing you need to do, is jQuery I'm writing. Let me read it like this. So before this, now the first thing you need to do, you need to connect to your database. How will you now connect to database? So let me create DB, that database equals to open database. Mind you, this function, it is not in jQuery, it is just normal JavaScript that is in HTML5. So this item DB, so that is the name of my database, is itemDB, the database I'm connecting to. So any name like. Now the version of this should be 1.0. The description of my database, let me put it, let's just put itemDB the same. Now what about the size? What is the size of this your database? You can put any figure there. So I'm going to put 65, this 55, that's it. Okay, so this will connect to my database. Okay, now if I click on create, which is create here, what should happen? It should create my database. Yeah, it should create database for me. Oh, sorry, I've already connected to database. It should create table for me. So if I click on, that create is ID, so I'm going to use hash dot click. So if I click on it, what will happen? So what will happen is that when is clicked DB, now that my database I connect to, this DB dot transaction. Now I want to perform transaction now. Transactions. So open bracket function. After function, so you can put transaction as your parameter here. So when you are through with this, but mind you, you are going to open this place here. So you are going to open this place. So let's just, our query should be this. Now you're going to write normal SQL query now. Create table. What's the name of the table you want to? You know the table is items. Let me put items. So I want to come to the next line. That's why I put plus there. So it should I want to use let's use id. The first column should be id. Now this id should be integer. That integer, and it should not accept no value. So not null. It should be primary key. Primary key, that's the one I will be using to identify a row. So primary key, and it should be automatic increment. That auto increment. Auto increment. Okay. So after this, we are having the second column. Now what should be my second column? Let me item name. Okay. So I'll come to the second line here. So it should be item, not item. I should item. So this should be item name. Varchar, that various character, should not be more than 100. So if the text is more than 100 character, I think it will truncate that. So not null. Okay. So I'm going to have quantity. Quantity. So in this quantity, that should be integer. Let's be not more than 5 length. So not null. Do not accept null value. And mind you, all these keywords I'm writing in capital letter, I can still write them in small letter. Yeah, it will work because SQL is insensitive. So not null. That is the end of my table. That is the end of the table. So after this, you come down, write transaction dot execute SQL, open brackets. Now this SQL, like that, this SQL. So you are going to write it here, comma. What is the next thing? Then just put undefined. These are the name parameters you want to pass. The parameter you want to pass. None. Nothing. You are not inserting in data yet. So the function should come like this. What will happen if this thing is successful? That is that function. Alert. Let me put table is created successfully. So table is created successfully. All right. Now come to, so after this, just come down here, comma again. So this means if error occurs, alert, or the table is already created. So you can put table is already being created. So that's all for the code to create database, to create table. You can see just simple code. So let's test run it and see whether it will work. Now if I click here, it should create my table. Wow, you see, and data is created. Oh, sorry, table. I got to put table. Table is created successfully. That was supposed to write. So if I click it again, you can see table is already been created. So that means we have created table like that. Okay, now let's program how we can remove this table. Yes, how we can just remove this table. So you know this one is for create. For create ends here. So to remove now. To remove. So put it like this. That remove, you know, is ID remove I put. So remove like this. Dot click. So what will happen? So now you are going to write if when you know you need to show confirm message. So it will now show confirm message. If you press cancel, it will return false. So let me program like this. If not confirm, are you sure to delete this table? Question. So are you sure to delete this table? So no title, you're going to put return. So this one means it will ask me, are you sure to remove this table? So if I click on cancel, nothing will happen. But if I click on yes, so db dot, if I click on yes, this thing will not happen. Function, yes, put transaction normal. Inside, before you close it, var SQL. So delete from, sorry, delete table. What is not the table? Items. That's all. So what will now happen? Transaction dot execute SQL. So you are going to execute SQL trials to execute some code. Success. This success. No, let's just put it like this. I don't want to be writing in, but don't worry, I'll write it. Alert. Table is deleted successfully. So if error occurs, function alert table, just put error occurred while deleting this table. Okay, so let's run this. Let me click here. Now, are you sure to perform this? If I click on cancel, you can see nothing happens. But if I click on OK, you see error occurred while deleting this table. So that means error occurred. Let me create table. Table is already created. Are you sure to delete? Now error occurred. Now what is now the error? So the error is, sorry, you can only drop table, you cannot delete table. Thank you. So let me click here. Are you sure table is deleted successfully? Fine. Table is created successfully. Are you sure to delete? Table is deleted successfully. Fine. Now here we go. It now remains how we can insert. So what's the name of that ID insert? Insert. So this our remove code ends where? It ends here. It ends here. So now for the insert, let me put the code here to insert. So put like this, dot click, dot click. Okay. Now let's firstly get the variable name, sorry, the input values first. So var item equals to, id I give to that item, I think it's item, it's the item, dot var, so the value. The second one, var quantity equals to, I think is quantity, yeah, dot var, so it will get its values. When you get the value, okay, after this you are going to perform the transaction. Very simple, db just transaction, the way we are doing it since. So function transaction again. So here puts it like this. So your code resides here. So var SQL equals to insert into, what's now the table? Items. So item comma quantity. Okay, now values. So the value, the first value, is two input field I have. So that's why if I have like 3, I can put comma, another one, comma, another one. So it's 2 I'm having. So it's very simple. You can add more. So the first one question mark, the second one question mark. So that's the end for the SQL there. So this is how you now perform the transaction. Dot execute SQL open brackets. This SQL variable SQL comma. Now, before we were writing undefined into this place, we check here undefined, you check here undefined, but now there's nothing like undefined again because we have what to pass, the two things here. So we are going to pass them. item comma quantity. You see, so after this put comma. Now function, it means if it's successful, what will happen? Just put item is, put name, item is added successfully. What if error occurs? Alas, item failed to be added. Okay, that's all. That's all. I think this one will do a miracle. So my first item should be gala. How many? 3. So let me start. You can item failed to be added. Okay. So this is quantity and this is QTY. Sorry, QTY. Okay. So let me put it again. Gala, how many? I have 3. Item field. Okay. Now don't mind, because under PHP or MySQL, if error occurs, you are going to see the error message. But in JavaScript, if you make any error, there is no error message unless you go to your debug console here. But let's quickly check what is actually happening. But we customize our error message here. So I don't want to customize. Let me show the actual error that is happening. So let me put transaction here and error here. So now alert, it should now alert this error, that is error dot message. Now let's show the message out. Okay, so gala 2. Okay, could not prepare statement 1. No such table items found. Oh, we've not created table. So let me create table now. Wow, table is created. Now let's now insert this record. New items added. You can see the simple error that occurs. So I prefer using this kind of error message. So you can still add it. Let me add them to the rest. You can still add them here. So that means you're going to have transaction here and you're going to have error. Let me add it here. Let's leave it like that. Okay, so you can see everything is working perfectly. Let me add another one, biscuit. I have 10 of it. In fact, any item is inserted successfully. So you can see this one is working. It remain fetch record. You can see. Now let's do that one now. In the fetch record, I think this is the end of this space. This is the end. Abi? Yeah, you see. But don't forget item here and quantity here. They must be the same with what you have in this place. Item and quantity. If you check this ID, I didn't put any value there. Why? Because we said it's automatic increment. So it's auto increment to be 1, 2, 3 to be incrementing itself. Now we made the last one to fetch. How can you now fetch record? So what is the name? I think it's list that we use. What is the name? Fetch record is list. Okay. So dot click. That when you click on it, what will happen? Okay. Now, let's firstly remove any content in that my table by doing this. Let's put hash. Is it item or I think it's list? Or what do we have in the table here? Okay, we've not added anything. So let's call it ID, item list. Item list. So it now be item list, item list dot children dot remove. So that means this table children will be removed. db dot transaction transactions, open bracket function. Now the transaction you want to perform, just come to this place and press curly bracket. Now var SQL equals to select everything, select all columns, yeah, from what's the name of the table? Items. Now you want to arrange it in descending order, that's order by ID. So it should not be what? Descending order, desk. So transaction dot executes query, executes SQL. So undefine this function, open bracket, the transaction, comma, the results. Okay, just come to here and press enter. So all the outputs will reside here. You can now program that if results dot rows dot length, you need to check whether something is found or not. Dot length, so it should now fetch it here. Else it means if nothing is found, else that table, what's the name of that table? Item list, yes, item list dot append, and it's meant to join something to that side. tl td no item found. That table is going to have how many columns? That's three: ID, item, and quantity. So I'm going to use column span equals to how many I found to join. Let's put 3 here. So this should be 1. So close the TD, close the TR. Let me align, should be center, Okay, so code span 3, align center, no item found. So this is what we show. Now if something is found, so you're going to put 4. We want to loop it, so I'm going to use 4 bracket var high equals to 0. It should start from 0. High less than the results length, or again I plus plus. After this, now let me create new 3 or 4 columns or 4 variables. The first one row should be the results dot rows dot item. So the item will be here. So the item should enter this place, row dot item. That's it, item. The ID should enter here, row dot ID. The quantity should enter here, that is what, row dot quantity. Okay, let's now append to that our table. Our table is item list dot append. This first thing to add tl td. What's the first td? That is our ID. Our ID. So put it like this. ID. So close the td, open another td. So what is the next thing to add for the second column, which is item. Single quotes, close it, single quotes, close it. Now close this td, open another td. So the last is quantity. Close the td, close the tr. This should be the end. Okay, now what if error occurs? SQL undefined So we have undefined, so followed by success. So the success ends where? Here. So followed by error. So if error occurs, alert error dot message. That's the end. So let's cross check. Select here, execute dot rows dot length. This one will count that how many rows do we have. So we have more than 0. So this for loop, that for loop will start from 0 and it will count. Sorry, this will count. So the number here should be the number here, and this is result dot length. No, result dot rows dot length. So to now increment it, yes. So the row, this one should fetch the row, and the row we should get the item, we should get the ID, and we should get the quantity. So we append it to the table we have. So let's cross check here. All right. So if I click fetch, so it fetches my record. You can see we have biscuit, we have gala, the two things I added that time. So let me enter and the last one. Let me put last one. You can see that last one is not here. So let me have 3, 4, 3. You see we have 2. So let me insert. I insert. So new item is inserted. So click on fetch. Wow, you see. So the last one comes here. Let me refresh this page. Click here. You can see the last one. Okay, so that means if you use another browser, all these records you cannot find them. Yeah. You know, this SQL database only using browser cookies. So that's, you can't find it in another browser anyway. So it's like local database. Let me put the last one, and the last item. We have 3, 4, 2 inserted. Is it here? No. See the last item, and this record can reside here for many years. For many years. Okay. Now, but when I refresh, no record comes here. You know, you can do that. Down unload. You want records to be here. So uh, this is when you click on this. Are you getting it? So you can now the code ends here. You can copy everything here. Copy everything here. So let's use function. Let's call it load data. That's the function. So paste all your code there. So in this place, call it load data. Let's first check whether this one will do the work. You can see it loads the data. At the same time, okay, if I refresh now, no data loads. So you cannot put that your load data anywhere. Anywhere. You can put it anywhere. Let me put it in the beginning. Let's put it here. Load data. Okay. Wow, you can see when I refresh, the data loads instantly. You can see. If I delete my table, deleted, what we have when I refresh, you can see. So no table called items. So if I let me create this table, wow. So let's refresh. You see, no item found until I start adding. Click here, inserted, then refresh. Either you refresh or you click here. See, so one record has inserted. So thank you for watching, and try to subscribe so that next time I release new video, you'll be aware. Click on the bell button beside it to receive notifications. So thank you.